Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Pixel and welcome back to the Sapphire Tech YouTube channel. Today I thought that we could take a quick look at some gameplay of Rocket Arena running on our SAPPHIRE NITRO RX 5500 XT graphics card at a 1080p resolution and looking at both the maximum and minimum settings. We'll start off at maximum before dropping down to the lowest a little bit later on in this video, but I will leave a label in the performance overlay to the top right so you can always skip back and forth throughout the video and know exactly what settings you are looking at. Now, when it came to performance, I'm pleased to be able to say that we never ran into any issues. We was able to hold a minimum of 60 FPS very easily, with the maximum settings hovering between around 80 FPS and 120 FPS, with different maps showing different averages. For instance, on Stompy's Refuge, which is kind of a redstone canyon covered in dinosaur bones, we're looking at between 110 and 120 FPS, whereas on a map like Temples of Jaqua, we're looking at averages between around 75 and 85 frames per second, so this can vary quite greatly depending on which map you're currently playing. Visually, at these settings I have to say that the game does look very pretty. It utilises this sort of hand-painted stylized look that was popularised by games like Team Fortress 2, Overwatch and most recently Fortnite. However, it doesn't really look too much like these games. If anything, I'd say that the art style reminds me most of Plants vs Zombies Battle for Neighborville, which released not so long ago, again by EA, and that was running on the Frostbite engine. Rocket Arena on the other hand runs on Unreal Engine 4, and so if you've played many UE4 games recently, you should have a fairly decent idea of the performance profile for each of the graphical settings. From my own testing, I found that it was the shadow quality setting as well as the screen space reflection setting which seems to have the most impact on performance, so if you want to come up with some optimized settings, I would definitely recommend that you lower those down a little bit to boost the frame rate without affecting the visuals too much. The great news here is that we do appear to have a fair amount of scalability when it comes to the performance. When we tested out the lowest graphical settings, we found that our frame rate jumped all the way up to an average well above 150 FPS and most of the time above 200 FPS regardless of map. What's even better is that due to the very simplistic art style, the game manages to look very pretty regardless of graphical settings, so even on the lower settings, I mean, you could definitely do with a little bit of anti-aliasing, but apart from that, the game looks absolutely fine and definitely very playable. It goes without saying that hitting people flying through the sky was a lot easier at these frame rates due to the lower input latency and the smoother overall animation. It's also worth noting that Rocket Arena runs on DirectX 11, which means that you should be taking advantage of Radeon anti-lag wherever possible. Basically, you want to be using Radeon anti-lag whenever you're able to keep your GPU pegged at close to 100% usage. And in our testing, even on the lower settings, we were able to manage that. Now, if this is your first time seeing Rocket Arena and you're wondering if you should pick it up for yourselves, the situation is kinda cloudy at the moment. The game itself is a lot of fun and I have definitely enjoyed my time with it, however unfortunately the player base doesn't seem to be that big. I think this is mostly down to the game not being a free to play title, and I know already just by watching this video that a lot of you guys would have expected this game to be free to play, but unfortunately it is not. You can currently pick it up on EA Origin for I think it's £25 or your regional equivalent, or you can get it as part of the Origin Premier program. From a gameplay perspective, Rocket Arena shares an awful lot in common with games like Super Smash Bros. It's basically a third-person shooter where you need to do damage to your enemy in order to fill up a bar, and when that bar's full, the next hit that they take will send them flying out of the arena in a KO. Rather than picking up weapons from around the arena, your loadout is dictated by the hero that you choose, with each hero having their own unique weapon and abilities. For the most part, these are fairly well balanced, but I would not say that they were balanced to the point where I would consider this game to be highly competitive. Now, as you've probably noticed by the name of the game, or even just the gameplay that you've been watching up until now, the game is all about projectile shots, hitting rockets. This can actually make the game incredibly difficult, especially if this is not the kind of gameplay that you're used to. As a result, I have got serious concerns of the turnover that this game is going to see in its player base, and if there's not enough new people coming in constantly, then I honestly worry that this game is going to be dead in a few months' time. Now, that's not saying that I don't recommend the game, because honestly I do. I just think that you need to pick it up now, today, if you want to get at least a couple of months of enjoyment out of it before the game gets almost impossible to play due to the gatekeeping by the core community, which will at that point be incredibly good at the game and just scare every new player away. That said, I do honestly believe that before that time comes, there is a very good chance that this game will end up being free to play. But anyway, with all that said, that is going to be me once again done for today, so thank you so much for watching this video. If you're new around here, then please do consider slapping that subscribe button and dinging that bell so you get notified of our future uploads. If you like this video, then please do like this video, and if you disliked it, that's cool, just please let us know why you disliked it so we can try and improve in future. If you've got any questions, suggestions or feedback, please leave it down in the comment section down below and I will try and get back to you. But for now, from myself and everybody here at the Sapphire Tech YouTube channel, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we'll catch you later. Bye bye.